Hello and welcome to another episode of Citroën DS Restoration, where in this video, we're going to be hopefully getting the car running. At least the motor turning and do a compression test. So, I got the head on. I think I showed that in a previous video. The head is installed. I got it turning. I installed the intake and the carburetor. So, we should be able to do this. I had to put a spring on here just so it would return at all because, let's just say it doesn't want to return too easily. But, now it moves and everything and it's in pretty okay condition. So, we got that going. I have a starter. Where's my starter? In here. I have a starter, which I'd really like to thank Sam for that starter. This is a really big help. He even shipped it to me, which is really good. That's a really good guy. And, yeah, so we're going to install the starter into the car. The starter is located on the passenger side of the motor under the exhaust manifold, so all this has to be cleaned out. So that's why I have the vacuum in here with me. I'm going to clean it all out. And after I do that, we should be able to get this thing, at least the starter in. I went out and bought some brand new bolts for the starter. So, yeah, let's start cleaning. Okay, so now that's a little bit better. So, I know that the starter works. I took it apart already to check it. So now, it's a little bit better. I gotta take some of the leaves out of there, or else this is gonna be awful to clean later. But I gotta get the starter into there. Okay, so I'm pulling stuff out of here with my bare hands, as one does. I gotta go on. Actually, I think I can get the rest from underneath because I gotta go under there and get some. I have to reattach that exhaust. But I pulled this out. It's a JB Marshall coffee cup. That's pretty old, but it's garbage. But I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so unknown to me, all the bolts are actually here. And they're way longer than the ones that I got, or the ones I got. The ones I got are up here. And, to be honest, looking at this now, they would not fit, like at all. I'd have to put them in through here, and they just would not fit. So, glad those are still there. I don't know what to do with these now. Okay, so I'm putting the starter in. It's a very easy job, basically, if you have the exhaust manifold loose, because it's underneath the manifold, as you can see. I don't think I'm going to put the manifold on. Okay, so the starter is in, and, well, I've got a little battery charger here, which I'm going to turn on to generate power, so I can run the starter. Alright, so here we go. I think it's on, like, 40 amps or something. Oh, I rounded it out by mistake there. Whoa, we got oil spraying out. Okay, so I know we got oil because it was just spraying out of that hose. So we got oil pressure and everything. Wow. So, let's throw some spark plugs in this thing, see if it has compression. Turns over. Okay, it is now the next day. I have spark plugs in the motor. I don't have the little spark plug cardboard things on yet, but I'm going to take those back out. I'm going to do a compression test. So the motor's turning, and I think I need to do a small compression test on that, and maybe boost the battery a little bit, but we're going to do a compression test, so I got to take all the plugs back out. I got a sheet of paper here. Let's fill this in. I'll get back to you when I've done that. Okay, so that compression test is not very promising. So apparently it's going 90, 75, 40, 45. That's not too promising, but I think there was an issue on my part because the compression gauge I have, where is it? This is not the best because of this. You put it in, and whenever it tries to get hung up, this part will just turn. Oh, focus. Yeah, this will just turn, And I think that was what was happening, because I think it was getting stuck like that. Because if you look at these spark plug holes in this, they're really deep. So them being deep is not great, because it's very hard to get stuff, especially in the back where the low compression readings are really coming from, or the back. So I think I should have enough compression. I think I was just kind of cross-threading it a little bit so it would get stuck and it would just push some of the compression out. But I should be okay. I think I'm okay. So we're going to put the spark plugs back in. We're going to hook a power source, hook the battery up to the points. I gotta get a coil. The coil, hold on. So this is the coil from this car. It's very nice, Dolce, made in France. Okay, but look at it. It's just destroyed. I mean, there's still oil in it, but it's just destroyed. Look at it. It's too corroded to use. So I'm going to borrow the coil out of my car and put it in this. Okay, so I can't get this coil out here, and I don't feel like unbolting it. I found this coil in a pile of Jeep stuff, 12 volt, and I moved the connectors from that one onto it. Let's see if this works. Okay, now this coil is unsuccessfully, hold on. Let's just put... Alright, there we go. Now it's installed. Let's see if it'll start. Okay, that coil's good. Okay, so ignore the complete mess of wires. That's not important. What is important is I've been doing some testing. So, to make sure the test light works, positive terminal. Make sure we have power in the wire. Yes. Up here? Yes. To the coil. Yes. To the other side of the coil. Yes. Down the wire into the distributor. Yes. On the points themselves. No. So, that may be the issue on why it's not sparking. I'm not getting power to that. So, I think I'm going to try... I'm going to get a nasty shock if I do that, though. Okay. Let's just try figuring this out, because I have to get this power over to here to get these to work. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, so I put the wire onto the points manually, and they spark. So I'm going to take this off and clean it and see if I can get that connection to go into there. Okay, so I just had power here. And now I don't for some reason. What's going on? Okay, so this is unusual. I've never seen this before. Though I haven't done this that many times, getting a car running from scratch. But, so this has power here. Okay. And with this wire, which goes to the distributor, off, it has power here. If I attach this wire, we can see... Hold on, let me get to with the flash off. Okay, now with the flash off, we can see there's a spark. This is grounding out somewhere. Okay, so I think I figured out what was going on. So, there's a little plastic piece inside the distributor, and I think that's an insulator. If we come out here, it's worn down. So, I think if I put something in there that will insulate it, because look, it's straight down to this bracket here, which is holding the condenser, and I think that's what's grounding... Oh, please focus. I think that's what's grounding it out. So let me go get like an O-ring or something, and put this back together. I'll try to find something that won't ground it out. Okay, so I think I've fixed it. That is great. So, we got spark at the points. Let's throw the plugs back in, get a cap, and wire this up. This thing should run. Okay. Now, we are up the hill. There's my nice Porsche. There's my town car. And we're going to take a look in my shed, because the distributor cap I have in the garage here and down there is broken. It's got the graphite's messed up. So I got 2 more distributor caps. Take a look. The graphite's messed up in that one. And this one doesn't have graphite at all. Great. I guess we'll try this one. We're going to clean this one up. Try to free up that graphite piece. And if I can't do it tonight, we'll get this done tomorrow. Where we might have a good running DS. Hopefully I can get this done tonight, though. See if I can get that to free up from the crevice that it is stuck in. Okay, so that, as you can see, is stuck. So, I'm going to put some penetrating oil on it. But, you know, I had a thought. This may be interchangeable with other caps. So I came to my workplace here. I got a nice Porsche 924 distributor. Let's see if the cap's the same. I gotta say, they're the same diameter, and it's got the same kind of mechanism, but they look exactly the same. So, yeah, they look exactly the same to me. So I'm gonna try putting the Porsche cap on the Citroën. I'm gonna try fixing this one by just putting this pen quick and just put a dab on the thing. Just let that soak in. Maybe that by the morning that will spring around. But I'm gonna try putting this Porsche cap on really quick. Okay, so I just realized Porsche cap is not compatible with Citroën cap because of the depth. If you look at the depth here, Citroën is much shallower than Porsche. So I gotta let this soak. And, well, I'll see you in the morning. Okay, so I cleaned up one of the caps. Now, you may notice that's not the cap that I was showing last night. This is over here. I was going to use this one. I actually got the graphite freed up, but look at it in there. It's corroded pretty badly. So, couldn't use that one. I thought about, where's the other one? This one. But that graphite piece, I tried spraying some penetrating or some, lithium grease. Try to penetrate that. It just doesn't work. So I actually wound up using the cap that did not have graphite piece in it. And I just zip tied it on because I'm missing the clips. They're broken, both sides. So, you know, if that works, it's not going anywhere. So if it works, that's fine. I'll get the clip some other time. Okay, now let's give the starter a little bop. We got spark. So, let's throw a battery charger on this battery. Let's throw the plugs in. And let's see if she'll start. Okay, so these spark plugs are in. It's a Hemi and it's got spark extenders, which means you gotta use 2 sockets to put them in. But they're in. Cap is on. I showed it had spark on the plugs. Let's throw this on to the battery to give it an extra boost. And we'll see if it'll start. Alright, let's see if it'll start. Just dribble a bit of fuel down the carburetor.
Just
and
leave it fire, so
yeah. Oh, hold on. Alright. Oh, it's firing. It was firing. So it is firing. I'm gonna let the battery charge up a little bit more. Okay, so I've done a few modifications. So as we can see, I have a starter relay wired in. This is actually a push-button starter relay I got out of that 67 MG. And with this relay in place, I have a wire I got out of the MG and a wire from the Citroën. It was over there detached. So now, That should spin really well. I have it on a small charger. If I gave it a bit of like a 200 amp charge, I bet this thing would start. Clear everything away from the pulley. That's a big one. Let's get the wire for the ignition, which is here, and just kind of put it into here. Just put it on 200 amps. Put a bit of fuel in here. Ooh, way too much. Let's get that pump. All right, let's see if she starts. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Okay, so I have a fuel can hooked up. I will dribble a bit of fuel in the car, but 200 amps. Let's see if she'll start. Oh, gotta give the starter a bit of a tap sometime. Just I don't know, I think it's not connected properly, so just give it a couple taps and yeah. It runs. Wow. Well, it runs. And that's great. This is really good. I can't believe that. First start since 1987, and this car runs. And it was seized too. Yes, it was really rotted out in the bore. I mean, it was locked up. It wasn't rotted out like the Porsche, but it runs. I can't believe that. It's awesome, and with the compression must be good. It sounds like a tractor, I'll tell you that. But I thought it sounded pretty good. It sounds good, but it sounds like a tractor. All right, I got a running DS. That's awesome.